So we're going to be making a tier list of Necesse Trinkets. Um, a lot of them combine into, obviously better ones, so probably see a lot at the top, but this is just going to be them as, taking up a trinket slot. So I'm going to try to be as impartial as possible. Alright, so the first one is going to be Ancient Feather. This one gives you 50% projectile velocity. It's mainly used for bows because their projectile velocity is pretty slow. I'll probably stick this in a B because it doesn't really give you any more damage but it does make you accurate. So it's good, but it's not, I mean, if you're using bow, obviously it's good, but if it combined in something, it'd probably be better. Okay, so the next one is Ammo Box. This gives you reduces bullet usage by 75%. Now, that sounds pretty good, but I don't think it's worth a slot for two reasons. And the first one is bullets are pretty cheap, even void bullets. I mean, they're pretty easy to make. And second, the best gun in the game is the like the chain gun or whatever from Reaper, and that already gives you, I'm pretty sure, 75% bullet reduction. So even if it does stack, it's just like bullets are so easy and abundant. So I just don't think it's worth a slot for most situations. Okay, so the next one is this is a ability trinket, but that's an S. I mean, it just gives you a blink, like just like a flash. It's good. Whenever I use it, I don't know, it's hard to know like how far you're gonna go, so it kind of disorients you, and but it's still good because I mean, stacking a air vessel with this is just insane. Okay, so the next one is Bone Hilt. This gives you 20 armor penetration. I think A or S. It's pretty. I use it for boss fights almost exclusively. I mean, I have 6 slots. I put it S. I think it helps so much. Okay, so the next one is Air Vessel. This gives you 2 dash charges. It's good if you have an Force of Wind or Blink Scepter, but I don't know if it is. I mean, it's very like situational. Still probably pretty good though, so I'd go with it. Okay, so the next one is Calming Rose. It reduces mob spawn rate. Mobs aren't that impressive, so I'd probably give it a C. It's not worth this trinket slot. So the next one is Cactus Shield. I've not had a chance to use it, but it gives you 4 armor and has a chance to return damage. The 4 armor it's good, and then you can give it another 4 armor. I don't know. I think it's probably good, but you'd probably want more damage instead of it. The armor is probably, the 4 armor is like negligible. Okay, so the next is Building Hammer, or Construction Hammer, sorry. This is just, it gives you increased building speed, and this is just a must. I mean, it makes placing stuff like instantly. It's so good. Okay, so the next is Demon Claw. This gives knockback resistance. I don't think I've ever really needed to use it. It's just not. If you have nothing else, maybe, but it's really not that good in my opinion. Okay, the next is Digging Claw. Gives you 50% tool damage, 50% mining speed, and -2 mining range. I mean, mining's pretty fast. I mean, if you're mining, yeah, but I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, it's alright. The next is Explorer's Cloak. That is a top. I have not stopped using this since I combined fins and the whatever this is called. I just haven't. It's so good. I mean, It's almost always on me unless I'm fighting a boss or something. It's so good. Fins, they're good. You can always just mount a boat. Um, by themselves, I don't think it's really worth the slot necessarily. I move fins down to C because it's just, I mean, you might as well just stick a boat on. Firestone, I just don't think these are, any of these damage over time things are just not that good. Force of Wind, it's pretty good for killing the first boss and you getting that 100% of the time. I would say, pretty solid if you have nothing else, obviously. Frost Flame slows target and deals 35 damage over 5 seconds. Yeah, again, it's just not enough damage to be useful. It's just if 30, what is 35 damage? You know, it's nothing. If it's stacked, it'd be one thing, but it's just not good. Froststone, slow target and deal 15 damage over 5 seconds. Again, that's just not that useful. The damage is it might as well be 0. The next is Frozen Heart. Increase max health by 50. It's pretty good. I mean, you can get this pretty early. I mean, I'd say it's pretty good. It says the next one is Frozen Soul. This is a top tier. This combines with another item, but gives you 25% health when taking fatal damage. So it kind of like a revive, but has a 5-minute cooldown, which is pretty long, but it increases your max health by 50. I mean, this is worth using at bosses. I mean, you might just barely not kill the boss, so it'll give that extra chance. That's really good. Frozen Wave, 25% crit damage. That's really good. I think it's an A. I think it's an S. It's that good. Alright, Fuzzy Dice, that's an A. I mean, 5% crit chance, excuse me. And then you can also roll 4% with the mage. That's pretty solid. I mean, it does. It's worth, you know, holding a spot for. Okay, Guardian Shell. This is one of the ability trinkets. This, I think it's pretty good. I mean, whenever you fight bosses, and you can kind of just play around your potion and this, and then while those both are on cooldown, you can just focus on dodging. You're basically invincible with this. I mean, it gives you like 160 armor, so pretty solid. It might be a slower kill than you want, but I think it's pretty good. Hysteria Tablet. This is just an S, because it's just give 2 max summons and 30% summon speed. It's a combination one. It's solid. I mean, if you're gonna go summoning, it's a must-have. 2 summons, like that's insane. Okay, the next one's Inducing Item. I mean, Amulet. This one combines into Hysteria. I don't know if it's really worth having just by itself. It doesn't give any max summons, so it's good, but if you have nothing else, really. Okay, so the next one is Item Tractor. This one's just useless. I mean, how hard is it to walk a couple extra pixels to pick up something? Next is a Leather Glove. You can make this pretty early. Is it worth a slot? It gives you 10% attack speed. Is it worth a slot? Early, yeah. Late game, probably not. Life Pendant. This gives you improved health regen. I'm gonna give it a C. It's okay. You know, it's easy to obtain, but you know, if you're like going in the caves, maybe. But bosses, I mean, they don't last long enough for it to really heal you that much. All right, sorry, I'm having to re-record this. Next one, be Lifeline. I mean, that's just top tier. It restores 25% health when taking fatal damage, 5-minute cooldown. Really good, just that extra, you know, just barely killed it or whatever. A Lucky Cape. Um, this is increased crit chance by 10%. That's just up there. It's just so much extra damage. It's basically 10% extra damage in a way. Magic Focus. All the focuses are just A tier because they're good by themselves. But, I mean, it's just 20% extra damage for whatever combat style, and then reduces the damage for any other style. Melee Focus, same. Next is going to be Mesmer Tablet. Mesmer Tablet, that gives one more summon. It's pretty good. I mean, it's worth the slot, but I wouldn't count it top tier. Mining Charm increases total damage by 40%. Um, it's just, I don't think it's really that useful. Mobility Cloak gives out of combat movement. It's pretty good. You know, I don't know how much exactly movement speed it gives, but out of combat though, could be worth it. It's probably worth a slot. And yeah, okay. Ninja Mark gives you the halves of movement speed reduction when attacking. I think it's pretty good, but if you're gonna use this, you might as well use the full ninja costume, which completely removes the penalty whenever you're attacking. Okay, so next we have Noble Horseshoe. I actually got a 2. I think this goes up there with the die. It's just same thing, basically, what I said with the die. So the next one is Polar Claw, attack slow target. I mean, that's pretty useless. Next is Range Focus. It's just up there with all the other focuses. It's good. Next is Regen Pendant. Gives minor health regen. Again, it's like, it's kind of just not... It's better than this, obviously, but it's not... doesn't give me that oomph, you know. The next is Scurrying Mirror. +1 max summons. I think it's up there with the Mesmer Tablet. Okay, the next is Spider Charm. Being hit poisons the attacker, 40 damage over 5 seconds. Again, damage over time just not done good. Spike Bat Boots, just 100% solid. Spiked Boots, I want to say, I mean, I think they're good. I think the movement speed helps you dodge, solid. Summoning Focus, again, it's up there with A. Telescopic Ladder, increases building range. It's not that useful in my opinion. I mean, yeah. Temple Pendant reduces dash cooldown by 25%. I think it's good, but it's not as good as the +2 dashes. But it combines into whatever, so it's good. Toolbox, I mean, that's just a combination. Increased building speed, increased building range, increased mining range, increased item pickup range. I mean, the building hammer is what makes it an S. Let's be real. Tracker boot, get this pretty early. 10% movement speed. It's good, but okay. Traveler Cloak. This is just like combines into the Explorer Cloak. Even by itself, it's pretty solid. And then, okay, this right here, the Zephyr Boots, top tier. I mean, this is like These aren't really in no particular order, but this is so good. It just gives you like a sprint. It is so solid. Okay, just insane. It's insane how solid that is. I love it. I literally put it on, haven't taken it off. It's so good. Um, Vampire's Gift gives you 15% movement speed. It's still pretty good. You get it pretty early. And then obviously the balance, focus, that's just a must have. I think you just this over. I mean, this is a must have on anything. It's just a literal must have. And yeah, that's the tier list. You know, it's just my opinions, my experience. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Um, but that's just my opinions. I don't know. Have a good one. Subscribe if you want. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye. What's up, guys? This is my usual setup, like inventory and everything. Um, I'm just, I'm doing summoning right now, so like that's why I haven't really tested many other combat styles for the most part, except maybe range and melee. I haven't tested mage, but this is like summoning. I got the Scurrying Mirror with armor, um, precise spike bat boots for the move speed. Whenever I'm fighting bosses, I use Lucky Cape, and then when I'm just moving around, I use the Explorer Cloak. Bone Hilt, Stereo Tablet, Balance Focus, and Glacial, and these Zephyr Boots. This is my inventory setup. I mean, I got summoning potions in here. I don't have anything else. But yeah, that's basically that. Shish kebab for whatever, if I ever need it. Money pouch, it's just the usual setup. I think I like this. Done a decent amount of testing, and this is the setup I go with.